Whatever happens, I choose myself." The house felt strangely unfamiliar when Sophia stepped inside. She had always loved these evenings, when the setting sun cast a warm glow on the old wooden floors, and the air carried the faint vanilla scent of her favorite tea. Tonight, she came home earlier than usual, her heart light, filled with the anticipation of something good. In her hands she carried flowers, the kind her sister had loved since childhood, and a cake they had bought every year on this exact date. It was their tradition, something sacred, a day meant only for the two of them. She smiled as she took off her coat, imagining her sister's surprise, their shared laughter, the old stories they always brought up. Her sister was her closest friend, her support, the person she trusted most. But the silence in the house felt wrong. Heavy, as if hiding something. She was just about to call out when she heard voices from the half-open living room door. Quiet, tense voices. She froze. She recognized them immediately. Her sister's voice, and the voice of her fiancé. He was supposed to be at a meeting on the other side of town. "You know she won't survive this," he said quietly, as if struggling with himself. A cold wave washed over Sophia's entire body. "You said everything was decided," her sister replied. "Are you choosing me or not?" Silence. Long, suffocating. Sophia's breath caught in her throat. A desperate shred of hope flickered. Maybe she misunderstood. Maybe this conversation was about something else. Then his voice came, soft but final. "Yes." Everything inside her collapsed. She stepped back involuntarily, and the floorboard beneath her foot creaked loudly. The sound echoed through the house like a gunshot. The conversation stopped instantly. Her sister came out first, pale, unable to look her in the eyes. Her fiancé followed, looking as if he'd seen a ghost. Though the real haunting was the truth he didn't even try to deny. "Sophia, it's not what you think," he began, voice shaking with a lie too weak to stand. Sophia lifted her eyes to them. Her heart was collapsing, but her expression turned to ice. "Really?" she whispered. "Then how exactly am I supposed to understand this?" Her sister stepped forward, trembling. "We didn't want to hurt you. It just got too far." "Too far?" Sophia laughed, a dry, broken sound. "You met behind my back, lied to my face, planned a future together, and that's just too far." Her fiancé reached out, but she recoiled as if he carried fire. "Don't touch me." The words were quiet, but they hit like a blade. Tears filled her eyes, but she forced them back. "I trusted you," she said. "Both of you. You were my family, my support, my future, and you destroyed it." Her sister tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come. "You have to understand. The only thing I have to do is leave before I shatter completely." She placed the bouquet gently on the floor, as if even now she didn't want to harm something beautiful. The cake slipped from her hands and hit the carpet with a dull thud, frosting smearing across the box like something crushed inside her. Sophia walked past them without another glance. For a moment, her fiancé tried to step into her path, but one look into her eyes, empty, cold, devastated, made him move aside. "I thought family meant protection," she said quietly from the doorway. "But it seems I've been alone for a long time." The door closed softly, almost soundless, but inside her chest, it slammed like thunder, final and irreversible. The cold evening air slapped against Sophia's cheeks as she stepped outside. Tears finally broke free, not loud or hysterical, but quiet, stubborn, heavy. She walked without direction, unaware of the streets, the lights, the trembling in her hands. The world felt muted, dim. Eventually, her steps carried her to a small park on the outskirts, the same place she used to hide in as a child after fights with her sister. There was a wooden bridge overlooking a small lake. She leaned on the railing, closing her eyes. "Why?" she whispered to the dark water. "What did I do to deserve this?" Only the gentle ripple of the lake answered. There, alone, she allowed herself to cry out everything. The years of trust, the pain, the torn-apart future. But tears don't last forever. And when they stopped, something inside her shifted. A quiet stillness took their place, frightening, yet strangely freeing. It was space, space to rebuild. The next morning Sophia woke up in her small apartment, where she had returned late at night. She woke without a text from her fiancé, without a call from her sister, without the familiar tension, and for the first time in months, without fear. She stared at the phone, full of messages she left unread. And for the first time she said, "I don't owe anyone a response. I owe myself peace." She started jogging in the mornings. At first she almost collapsed, not from exertion, but from the memories chasing her. But each day it became easier. She signed up for Pilates, bought new workout clothes, something she had never done just for herself. Her face began to change, not from makeup, but from relief. Her body responded with gratitude. Work inspired her again. She took new projects, stopped fearing change. At night she read books on boundaries, self-worth, inner strength. First out of desperation, then out of genuine interest. She wrote in a journal every evening, pouring out everything she felt. And weeks later, she wrote something that surprised her. "I don't want back what broke me." And she realized that was healing. At a class she attended, she met a woman named Elena, someone who had also survived betrayal. They connected quickly, shared stories over coffee, laughed easily, as if they had known each other for years. Slowly, Sophia built a new circle, people who didn't demand, manipulate, or take advantage of her kindness. She realized, family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's those who appear when everyone else leaves. Months later Sophia ran into her sister at a store. Her sister approached with trembling hands and a guilty gaze. I wanted to talk." Sophia looked at her for a long moment. Pain rose, but then softened. She was no longer the shattered girl from that night. "I'm not angry anymore," Sophia said softly. "But I'm not going back either." Her sister's tears dripped onto the floor. She tried to explain, to justify, but Sophia gently shook her head. "I forgive you," she said honestly. But forgiveness doesn't rebuild what you destroyed. And for the first time in her life, Sophia felt free. That evening, she returned to the same bridge where she cried months ago. But now she stood tall, steady, whole. The sunset turned the lake golden. She watched the reflection and understood. A broken heart isn't the end. It's the start of becoming someone stronger. She no longer feared being alone. She no longer needed approval. She no longer felt lost. She had become Sophia, renewed, powerful, alive. A soft breeze touched her face, and she whispered, "Whatever happens, I choose myself."